So we moved into the new office, right? Uh, that was fun, to say the least. That's been fun. It's been a challenge. Trying to do construction around us. We probably should have finished the office 100% before we moved in, but it's all right. It's typical of what we do. I'm really excited for that.
The new office is great. I am definitely discombobulated with not having
Your own space.
like just all my tools,
Yeah.
right? The
Whiteboard.
screens, the
Yep.
whiteboards,
Yeah.
and so like I'm just it's been a shit week.
That's why the first thing I did was I set up my office.
Yeah,
Like we
no,
got the table going, and then I was like, I got to set up my own personal space. This
no,
way
it's
I
good
can.
for you. I get it. You're selfish. It's it's fine. Fuck the rest of us.
We still need the fucking rest of the office finished. We're about to blow down another wall.
But yeah, no, it was a good move. It's nice because we're all in not necessarily just one space where we're not
On top of each other.
and like climbing over one another and stuff like that. It's so it's definitely it's exciting because it's a little bit of growth goes a long way. That's what she said.
You can't. That's what she said. Your own shit.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's gonna be
When did she say that?
When did she say that? Well, for me, it was at least 15 years ago.
Anyway,
having new space and stuff like that's it's very exciting. We have a lot going on. We put personally on my end, like put 4 houses on the board that are all closing. Well, two or three of them are closing today, and
one of them went on the board and then closed the next day.
Yeah.
That's actually a fun story. And
well, you know why?
Can you bring it up?
You know why that happened so fast?
Because you're the man.
I'm the guy.
Oh, the guy.
Yeah,
the guy.
I'm the guy.
You got to bring that up. You got to tell
I'll tell that
story in full.
And the best part is I don't have to worry about like name dropping because
nobody knows his fucking
nobody
name.
knows.
This retard is sitting at home just like proud of himself too. Like
there's over 100 comments on the Facebook post and no one can figure out who this person was.
It's ridiculous to me because I want to know. There was such a breach in the realtor's ethics, right? Like for him to be able to get your cell phone number, text you, and then get on the phone with you and berate you when he had no idea what he was talking about at all. Like that almost blew up the entire deal. Yeah. And he came out of nowhere. Nobody knew who he was.
It could have blown up okay, let's say this. It did blow up the entire deal, but I am a lunatic, and just to prove people wrong, I like go out of my way to perform. So house comes across in my favorite zip code, 75217. It turns out to be a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, like nice, like it's not a shithole, and it's on a quiet street. It's a layup drill all day, every day, moneymaker. I go and look at the house. I instantly said, like I said yes before I even went to look at the house, but I went and looked at the house.
You're doing every time you get a 217.
Yeah. If you send me something in 75217, as you know, as long as the numbers make sense for me, the answer is yes before I don't even have to see it. So I went and walked the house, got everything, had a conversation with the realtor that was representing the old lady, and good to go, signed contract.
The old lady, what's her story?
It's actually, God, she's one of those people that I could sit and have a cup of coffee with and talk to for hours. She has a cat. She's just so sweet. She's, you know how like some librarians get like a bad rap for being bitchy librarians. Like, keep the noise down. Like
Yeah.
this lady was a librarian at Dallas DISD for 23 years. And she's the sweetest lady. When she went to retire, they told her, you can't retire for 2 more years because she had 2 years of paid time off, right?
Vacation time.
Yes, that she never took.
Yeah, go on a cruise for 2 years.
So the principal and the whatever, anyway, they're like, yeah, all right, so you retire in, 25 months from now, but don't come back to work. And you're going to get paid for the next 2 years. So she's such a sweet lady, and her husband was a lawyer, and he passed away recently. And, it's just to the point where she's, as she said, I'm too many numbers. Like, in other words, her age is too many numbers.
Yeah. She's on the back half.
So all excited, gonna close, can close in a week, do my normal thing, right? Gonna give her a lease back, help her out. And the lease back came over.
Which we do. We do lease backs often.
Yeah. Especially in that situation to help, them transition, right?
Yeah, we buy houses with people in it all the time.
So the lease back comes over and it's for 3 months, not the agreed month that I had agreed to with the lady in front of the house. And me paying utilities for 3 months. And it was like the dumbest lease back anyone could ever have written. So from the first day that the contract and assignment came over, I was hitting up title and the agent and like saying, hey, we're good to go on this, but we need to correct the lease back. We could do that at closing, but we just got to correct the lease back, yada, yada, yada. Money man's teed up. Everyone's ready to go.
Did the realtor and everybody or title, did they ignore it, or did they just
title and everyone in the professional side?
Yeah.
So 2/3 of the group, like, it was working on it. The 1/3 who was getting paid, the wholesaler realtor lady that was trying to get paid, pretty much ignored me and said, like crickets, right? So on my end, I'm like, look, I'm still closing on this, but I'll get this corrected. I'll just get the old lady, I'll just move the wholesaler out of the way. They don't know anything. I don't know who they are. I'm sitting at my desk or I don't have a desk. I was sitting at a desk and I get a text message. I should just read it.
Yeah. Bust it out. Because it's so comical that it sounds like something farce. Like you would make up.
I even saved him in my phone
As the guy
Wacko.
Not Waco.
So this is a series. This phone number comes, and it's a blue. He's got an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So the first text is at 5:15 on Tuesday, okay, and it says, "Dude, if you want Weidman, you should call me."
Widewood, what's the street name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, who are you? Anyway, and then like not even just so unprofessional, right? So I don't reply to that. I'm like, I got to figure out who this is. Like, yeah, of course I want Weidman, because one thing that I think we all fail to do is everyone reads text messages
in different tones.
And text messages don't necessarily have tones or attitudes unless obviously they're expletives or 1,000 exclamation points, right? Like this what the grammar of the text had no break in it. So like I just read it as, dude, hey, in my mind, like, cool, like surfer dude, hey, if you want Weidman, you should call me, right? Like not going into the call with like, oh, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
So I just call him
On speakerphone.
And
In my office.
And honestly, I think it went something to the tune of, "Hello," and he just goes, "Yo, man, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. You're in breach of contract. And I was like, whoa, can we back up a second? No, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do everything I say, and like I'm like, wait, I'm Tony. You are like
He was out of breath. He was worked up because he was out of breath.
like right from the get-go, right?
Yeah.
So like he was waiting for that call. Yeah.
He was acting tough. He was posturing. It was comical.
And I'm just like, sir, I'm just asking for your name, and he's just screaming at me, we got plenty of buyers. I know your type. You don't perform, and you're the one of those people that have no money. And I'm like, do you have any I don't gloat about how many deals I've done or how long I've been doing it. Like I don't. That's just not
need his shit.
I just don't posture that way. Like I don't give a fuck, right?
It's always the same too.
It's
like I've been doing this for so long, and I know more. Like that's what he kept on saying right off the bat.
Yeah. So I do not take kindly to people who chastise or yell at me. So to get not even to yell at the man, but to just get him to hear me, I said, yo, motherfucker, you haven't even told me your name or who the fuck you are. So if you want to actually get this deal done, have some fucking professionalism and have a conversation. Meanwhile, he's still screaming as I'm trying to de-escalate. And I just said, fuck you. And I hung up the phone.
Great de-escalation skills.
There was no
he was nobody in the.
There was no de-escalating that guy. And the story gets even better. So
he's nobody in the grand scheme of things. Like he's not on the contract. He's not anywhere in our legal purview. Right?
Yeah, like
so,
there's like it'd be like
it's just pure harassment at that point. And you're like,
I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know who he was. Right. So I hang up the phone. And this probably didn't bode well, but I do know real estate contract and title very well. And so my response, because, he texted me, I called him. So I sent him a text after I hung up the phone. And I said, good luck trying to sell it when I already filed a memo on the contract. Like a memorandum of contract on the house. So like, meaning it's a cloud on title because I have a signed agreement, right? What most people fail to recognize is when you do an assignment. So you take your purchase and sale agreement contract. If most people use the TREC, right? You can assign that contract. So I can assign that contract to you. But what that does is that terminates all of my rights to the contract, that which I put under, right? So that I executed.
Yeah, you stepped out of the middle.
I stepped out and you're now in charge, right? And so what blows me away is these people think that they're in the driver's seat because they're making money, right? They're making the assignment fee. It's like you're still getting paid, but you're not the boss, right? The gentleman, if I should be so nice, says, that doesn't hold water. I said, okay, try me. He said, good luck to you. I laughed out loud. He said, you'll see, you have breached the contract. Seam will be terminating. I don't know who Seam is. Probably misspelled somebody's name. and that says 5,000, not 500. Loser. I think he's referencing the earnest money deposit that they wanted from me, right? And this is a challenge. This brought up because this is a pet peeve of mine, and this wasn't my week, or this wasn't the week for people to fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
So, people have a habit of buying houses and putting $100 earnest money, $500 earnest money, even $1,000 earnest money, and then go to wholesale and assign them and ask for $5,000 or $10,000 deposits, right? And my rule really is, I'll cover your assignment. I'll cover your earnest money.
Yeah.
Right. So if you put up 100, I'll put up 100. Right. But you aren't putting up 100 and getting $5,000 for me. Like, I have 40 fucking houses on the board. If I threw up $5,000 for every single house, and because I still have, there's one specific file where we have 5Gs just sitting for, it's been 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sitting at the title company, right? In a non-interest bearing account. Like, not that $5,000 kills me, but it's just the point of
shit adds up
when you're at it, when you're
trying
running
to do
business,
things at
right?
volume, right? Especially when we have full intentions of closing on it, and they never do, right?
Well, and that gets even more interesting because their contract already expired.
Yeah,
they were supposed to close on September 28th.
Well past.
This was Tuesday, which was the 11th. So 10/11. Their contract expired. Shit. Their contract expired, a week prior to this conversation even happening, right? So you have not followed through. You're done. Like, what are you going to do? End me? Like, we have buyers lined up. You're no one. I'm gonna have to have them put screenshots of
the actual text because it's comical. Why? Like, he's sitting here and he's just challenging the entire time. Like,
and there's the grammar.
It's painful.
The grammar just is so painful. So I said LOL or roll on floor laughing, whatever. Okay, sir. I've yet to be like, okay, I did call him an asshole. But, I mean, I call everyone an asshole. I said, sir, you keep cursing at me, and you have not even told me your name. Best line ever. And we already ordered T-shirts. I am the guy with an exclamation point.
Again, nowhere in legal purview.
Yeah. I am the guy. The next text was, just know that. I'm the guy, just know that.
Let's go back. So that's another. All right, that's another pet peeve we can get.
So
on.
you can continue. I responded with, you can continue threatening me, but I am not sure you understand who we are. Like, if you're the guy, I mean, do you know who we are? Right. And again, this isn't me like gloating like I'm fucking Bill Gates.
Our fucking entity name is on the contract. Like, we don't hide. And that's what pisses me off, because I get so many investors, right, that want to be big name investors, want to showboat and be on media, but they're not. Their ass isn't on the contract. Yeah. They're in the shadows, right? They're using JV. They're using other people to boast them up. Like,
it was more of a question of like, does he understand, has he seen us? I mean, our events, like, does he know who he's talking to? Right. Because I'm a pretty chill guy. Like, I think I'm sure I have some enemies, but that's not, the point. The point is that, like, we're known for performance, right?
I don't think anybody that looks at us in these outfits thinks that we're aggressive.
So I just don't, because this next part just goes on a tear where he's like, you're not holding up to your end of, again, he doesn't say of, he says or the deal. You don't have money. This is what I know. I laughed out loud again. And I said, okay, sir, again, I filed a memo. You can have Sean call me. Sean
Sean's
is
the owner of the title company.
owner of the title company. We go way back. I said, you can have Sean call me when you want to close it with someone else. He chimes in, not happening. You're done. Again.
And the best part is he didn't even pick up on your flex.
Yeah.
Like your flex was, listen, I'm not even dealing with the title agent.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the owner of the title company on a first name basis. So when you're ready, you're going to go to your title agent.
Yeah.
And then she's going to
go to her boss.
Yeah. And then,
so then I said, since I still don't know who this guy is, I said, I will save your name as the guy in my phone. So when you call me to release the memo, I know who's calling. And he wrote, done. So it was just one of those situations. And I will say, my blood pressure went up there for a minute, but it was just so unnecessary, right? Fast forward like a couple hours and someone else involved in the transaction, who is, relatively speaking, he was pretty cool to deal with, was on the email chain. So I had seen his name in dealing with the passing through of it all. Get on a conference call with the realtor, that gentleman, and me, and I just said, I asked one question, which was, the lady that was on the phone, I didn't know her name. A lot of times when you go to showings where people don't disclose that they're wholesaling the house, they have no intention of closing on it, they let us walk through as contractors and stuff. And, I guess ethics, whatever the fuck you want to call it, professionalism, you just pretend to be their partner, their money man, the contractor, whatever. So I had a conversation with her outside, and I didn't catch her name, right? I didn't know who that lady was, but I knew that she was direct to the seller. So I didn't know who I was on the phone with. So I was just trying to get the three people that were on the phone, which was me and the gentleman apparently in the middle, and who turned out to be the agent of record for the seller. And I said, are you the sweet lady like that? Like, we had a really good conversation. We were talking about cats. Like, are you the person I met at the house? She's like, yeah, no, that's me. And I was like, okay, good to know, because I felt like when we shook hands that day, like, me and you were cool. We talked about cats. We talked about a little lady. We talked about her being a librarian. Like, I don't know who the guy is. She proceeded to email everyone involved that gentleman, that guy does not speak, because this person is a licensed broker.
Yeah.
And so she instantly threw it out there that guy does not work for me, does not speak on the behalf of my brokerage, right? All that crap. Long story short, or long story maybe shorter, I got them all to realize where the miscommunication was, and fixed it, and set up a showing for the next day, and we closed yesterday. So it was this really
that was in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Just of complete mayhem and mess, all for no reason.
Yeah.
Just wanted a proper lease.
I just, but the guy is still unknown. It's on my Facebook. I tagged you and TJ in it. It's on my Facebook, and not one person has said anything saying that I did anything wrong. Everyone's just making fun of the man's grammar, because it's so bad. So if you're the guy, and you want to have a chill pill and have a conversation with me, hit me up. But that was a fun Tuesday afternoon, right? And again, I went out there when I was out there yesterday. Her name is Barbara. I told her, I had the showing set up for noon. I was sitting outside in my truck and she opened the door and was looking at me. She's waving. I walked up to the door and I was like, "Hey, Barbara, how are you?" She's like, "Oh, good. I put the kitty cat away so that he doesn't hide on us." And I was like, "Oh, that's great. Don't want him to," because apparently the cat's skittish and will go like hide on her and she can't find him. So, and the cat's become like her best friend.
I don't give a shit.
Because of her husband passing. So like the cat's her companion, right? So like she remembers me and we have this great rapport and we're talking about all this nice stuff. And she has no clue that there's this other debacle thing in the middle that, all she wanted was someone to close and fund and give her the time to just clean up the last 5 years since her husband died and move on, right? Like that's at the end of the day, that's what this business isn't about. Transaction fees and assignment fees and shit like that. If you're doing direct to seller deals, you're dealing with people at the worst point in their life, whether it's an estate or whatever it is, right? Like I'm a family counselor 90% of the time, more than I am an acquisitions person, right?
That contract is more than like that contract is literally an agreement. It's a promise.
Yes.
Saying, I promise I'm going to get this done, get you taken care of, right? And the thing that bugs me is wholesalers, right? It's going to get worse because times like days on market are going to keep on going up. And the pinch, right? Wholesalers are going to start getting pinched because prices are going to have to come down a little. They didn't buy deep enough, whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to start falling out, right? Like
I would hope so.
We're going to start, we will, over the next 4 to 6 months, start because we're already seeing it. I'm getting calls from wholesalers that now are lenders or wholesalers that are now are roofers, right? Or selling solar.
The interesting thing was you could look at a contract. I could look at 2 contracts written by people I know and noobs that bring me deals. And this specific noob, I knew had zero, as he said, we had no money, had zero skin in the game, had no money to do the deal because he put up $100.
And he was ready to burn it all over a lease agreement. Like,
but hold on. He supposedly put up $100 earnest money. Whether or not that actually got the title is a whole nother story. The next line under that paragraph in the check is option fee money, right? So he puts in
how many zeros?
$10.
10.
Okay. For a 30-day option. So
he was wholesaling it for $10.
But for the record, Opendoor just got sued by the United States government over basically
misrepresentation.
It was for like deceptive trade practice, right? And Opendoor has a habit of shots fired. Sorry, Opendoor. But if the CEO wants to call me, he can. They have a habit of contracting, renegotiating, but their contracts post the negotiation give them up until the day of closing to back out. So what I always try to explain to people is like, you can have like I'm probably not going to be your highest offer, but I'm your best offer because I'm not putting the weasel clauses in there, right? I'm not a hothead, going and fighting
over nothing.
Long story short, we closed on Miss Barbara's house, and I'm going to help her transition to the next chapter, and I'm stoked because the house will make me money. But that happened today or this week, and it was just like unnecessary. It was just unnecessary.
I wanna segue and fucking start bitching. Well, not even bitching, but I want to talk about. Uh,
I wish he had called himself the dude,
that would have been better, because
right?
people were posting the
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah. They were posting the dude
Mhm.
on, right? I just the guy. I'm the dude, man. Anyway, sorry, you were
The
saying.
rug, it really brought the room together. uh, so this week I had to deal with something that I've been dealing with for months. And it's just, and I was trying. And I finally got it done. I got it done. And the thing that pisses me off is that it was after we had already refunded his money.
Okay.
So we already gave him everything back, and then I got it done, and then I gave it to him. So he got his cake, he got it to eat it, and we paid him for it, and it just fucking pisses me off. But it comes down to investors just not understanding that there's a cost to doing business, right? You're always going to have to pay it. Okay. In this example, it was appraisal fees, right? Appraisal, it ended up coming in bad, right?
Well, low. Like it.
Yeah, market rent came in
yeah,
low, and
yeah.
and whatever, right? The loan fell out, and it is what it is. It happens, right? As shitty as it is, as shitty as that sounds, it happens.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a third party's opinion of the value of your property. You could go to any mortgage outside of the investor community, right? If I go to Bank of America, or if I go to Joe's Lending, whatever, right? I go get a mortgage on my personal house or for a refinance. If the appraisal comes in low,
or for whatever reason, if something's wrong and the file drops, right? So whatever reason,
I do not get that appraisal money back.
No. You paid for it. It's just
done.
It's
Yeah.
a cost of
Yes.
doing business, right? There was no dues fees. There was no doc fee. Nothing else that
Yeah.
you paid. It's
Yeah.
just shit. Like, I couldn't reimburse him that. Spent 2 months trying to get it updated, changed to his new lender, because he refused to pay his new lender a new appraisal.
Yeah.
Dragged it out for 2 months, and now he started calling, and now he was worried that if he did get a new appraisal, right, the appraisal might come in lower. And I'm like, you're stepping over dollars to pick up dimes, right? You're shooting yourself in the foot. There is a cost to doing business, and the only way to get around it is through it. Right?
Yeah.
You pay it and move on. That's just one example, but I know we talk about it all the time. If you have to replumb a house, don't try to nitpick and piece it together, right? Don't try to pay a handyman to do it. Pay a fucking plumber their worth and get it done. It's a cost of doing business. Even if that wasn't on the original job scope, it sucks.
Yeah.
Your profit just took a hit, but don't worry about it. Don't cry over lost profit,
Yeah.
right? Get it done.
It's not even lost profit. It's lost theoretical profit, right?
Yeah.
Like it's,
future profit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like going using investments. I know nothing about investing outside of real estate, but I feel like that's the equivalent of going to Merrill Lynch or whoever the fuck you invest with and saying, "Here's $100,000, put it in the, I want it all on Apple," right? And all of a sudden, the next day, your $100,000 turns into 50, and then you ask for, no, I want a refund.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. I want to, like, no, it's, that's the gamble, right? I just had this conversation last night. I was driving home, and I've told a few stories on the channel about like that I try to always do the right thing, be the ethical guy. I talked about post closing on that lake house out in Fort Worth, where the lady, it was a single mom, the lady moved in, and my plumber, the lines were broken under the slab.
This is after we sold it.
this is after we closed. The weekend that she moved in, the sewer lines are bad. I spent $6,000 or $7,000, whatever the number was, and I replumbed the house that weekend for her. Right. I pride myself on, not saying "F you, you own the house."
If something goes wrong, we're gonna make it right. Like to an
extent,
but
but
not
in
legally
in
binding.
right, yeah, like Texas Real Estate Commission contracts are as is sales, right? It's buyer beware. Do your due diligence, and you have the ability to get it inspected, whatever, right? I recently sold what was I lost track of the months. What was the biggest?
17?
Yeah, right. Not necessarily the biggest renovation dollar-wise of our career, but it was the biggest emotional investment of my career. It took a lot out of me to get it done, but I got it done. I got it across the finish line. It was,
something to be proud of.
I mean, I could shed a tear over how proud I am, and that sounds so fucking gay, but I was genuinely just the feeling of getting that piece of shit across and that perfect.
And first thing they fucking did.
I'm not even going to talk about that. So these particular buyers, they were a pain to work with during closing, but I had hoped that, once they moved in, and we got paid, and
we should have asked them what yard signs they're gonna put in their yard. That should be a future.
I was hoping that, they had just fallen in love with the house and appreciated it all and moved on. Right. And I actually, again, I don't necessarily know when it sold. I don't remember how long ago this was now, because we're in October. It might have been, it was hot, so it was maybe June or July, right? There was an error on the closing statement. So on the closing statement at title, they collected, so the title company collected property taxes from me and paid them, right? And then prorated the portion for them and put it on their side of the HUD. And the new owners got a tax bill saying that the taxes weren't paid. Instead of picking up the phone and calling me nicely, or calling the title company nicely, or any form of
decent human being interaction,
rational, right? Mm-hmm. Interaction.
Yeah, no, go 0 to 100.
She went straight to DEFCON. I always do that. It's like DEFCON 1 is the worst one, right? Like DEFCON 5. Anyway, she goes to I don't know. She goes to warp speed of trying to fuck everybody over.
We get the analogies.
And this has been dragging on for a couple weeks now, and I will not answer my phone. She's blocked. But her realtor gets involved and texts me, and I responded politely with, "We're dealing with it. This isn't on your buyer, right? We have phone calls into the city. We have phone calls into Linebarger, who's they're the law firm that represents Texas property taxes." I said, "We're dealing with it. Don't worry, we got it. We're on it, right?" I think this lady called the title company, probably 100 times, and to the point where they're just like, "Tony, I don't know how to calm this lady down. And I was like, send her to voicemail. Like, it isn't your job to get screamed at, berated, right? Like, just send her to voicemail.
Mhm.
Like, we are dealing with it. I've notified everyone involved, from the city to Linebarger to, right? This is a process. Anyway, come to find out that there was a discrepancy with the person that I was dealing with at the city, at the historical tax department, and I had to deal with his underling because he was out on maternity leave. Anyway, I'm working on that still, so this is still happening. But in short, we stroked a check again post closing that I didn't have to write. For a very large sum of money, and paid them. Even after that, this lady files a complaint to try to get my title attorney, who's also like my best friend, disbarred. And I just, the sense of entitlement, right, like, is so unacceptable, where
You're trying to go and ruin people's lives
over
over nothing. There was no malicious. It wasn't even a mistake. There's people are working on it. Like,
yeah, it was a mistake, but it's being handled.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as if there was a deadline of, we're taking your house tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, like I've seen I've seen the state of Texas is so far behind on collecting taxes. I've seen people not pay their taxes for 20 years and not lose their house, you know?
Well, this woman isn't from Texas. So
she is, but she just is entitled. So
she is?
Yeah.
And she slapped a fucking Beto O'Rourke sign out front of that house.
Yeah. So
she's just a lunatic.
She is, and it's just one of those things that, like, people have gone from being able to have a normal business that it's business, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing emotional about any of that. It was, hey, there was a discrepancy on the taxes, right? And we're gonna solve it. Not a problem. Easy.
We just didn't want to deal with the lunatic.
I refuse to deal with the lunatic. Yeah. So down to the point where
she messaged me on Instagram. She's, "You're not good people."
Well, aside from that, down to the point where, you know, she's even got my attorney, like, I wouldn't answer the phone for her.
Yeah.
Like, because you cannot have there's no reasoning with crazy. Yeah. Right. It's just like, it's like trying to have a conversation with a drunk,
mm-hmm.
right? There's just no point. They're not going to remember anything. So that was another thing that happened this week. And I'm like, yo, I'm the good guy. I always pay. I stroke the checks, you know, and hopefully good karma comes out of it. But that was another thing this week that just grinds my gears. But, you know, it's just the cost of doing business
mm-hmm.
is, you can do it the right way, you can do it the wrong way, but there's a cost. And your guy didn't want to pay for another appraisal. In that situation, any other investor, right? Some investors, or even if that was a wholesaler or whatever the deal is there, would have fucking went back to the title company and would have blamed it on them, told
mm-hmm.
them,
no, you fucked up, right? It was your accounting, and tried and like just kicked it off on them, right? Like, and walked away. Again, there's a cost to doing business.
I'm doing another one right now. It closed last week. Again, I do it on a daily basis. I do the right thing. There was another one that we closed on last week.
If you say historic, I'm going to drop it.
No, it was just a regular house,
right.
You know, kind of paint and carpet, brought it up to modern standards, you know, didn't do an elaborate remodel on it. gave someone a really nice home, and she's having a problem with Atmos, the gas company, and so
this one.
I just sent a text. I found out how much it was. I sent a text, just do it. I'll pay you, so that she can get her gas on. But I don't know anyone else that goes that far. Post closing, I don't know anyone that's stroked a check for anything after the fact. I mean, I've had investors I've heard of investors getting lawsuits and having to buy back houses and stuff like that, but like for the most part, the average Joe they don't care, and they just walk on. And I'm not one of those average Joes that just doesn't give a shit. From day one, if she would have just been nice,
I would have told her the house colors we used.
Oh,
Like that's what she's
to go back to that. I actually already had given, because I saw that, because that came through the channel,
Mhm.
right? She had already had them.
Oh, and then she messaged me.
Yeah. So I had provided all of the paint codes from Sherwin-Williams.
So when she was texting me, I was being me. So I was being very antagonistic, but it was very short. Like, sorry, can't help. Tried being nice. Go away.
Had you tried to be nice, maybe the tax situation wouldn't have turned into such a debacle.
Like,
But
Jesus Christ,
maybe not. It probably still
It doesn't take
spiraled.
much to just be a common, decent human being.
Yeah. In fact, I think
Just treat people with respect.
they watched all the videos before they bought the house, right? And so I'm almost positive we documented all of the paint codes and colors on that house, right?
She tried to use that negotiation at the end, oh, well, I watched everything. Like, I saw. Okay, you saw the fucking blood, sweat, and tears. Be proud and be happy.
Or just show respect.
Or fuck off and don't buy the house.
Don't spit.
Right?
Don't spit on the person. After that you're asking for help from, right? But it's brutal. And I think you're right. I think I don't want to say it's going to get worse. Because honestly, we've been on such a upward trend for such a long time.
Well, layoffs haven't again. I keep on saying that.
Well,
layoffs.
What I mean is we've been on such an upward trend for such a long time.
For the market appreciation.
Yeah, for the market appreciation. And there are so many wholesalers that got in, and I've seen so many shady things, more so than previously. And what I can't comprehend is, as the market isn't dropping, as the market
appreciates as a normal level.
Yeah, starts to appreciate at its normal appreciation rate and isn't over hyper, inflated. Oh God, that's a word we don't want to talk about, but isn't, hyper
as
on hyper
appreciation
speed. Yeah.
deaccelerates.
As the market stabilizes, I'm curious if we'll see more shadiness, just because they're going to start to, fight one another. And
I think there was a lot of shady shit that was getting hidden by the appreciation, right? People could just literally buy something and throw it on the market again the next day and sell for more. Not that there's shady shit about that, but I'm just saying, it was allowing for,
the market was allowing for
it was
people to make mistakes,
do things the wrong way and
still make money, right? So everyone looked like a winner. But yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting time. And I mean, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop being a good person. I'm not going to change my ethical core values just because I'm tired of writing checks or anything like that. I'm just going to continue to be me and do the right thing. But, hopefully karma's a motherfucker and get some of the people that do the shady shit and get to be the guy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that's true. But the good news is that we don't have to live with them, and they can fucking escape themselves. So
Yeah.
fuck them.
Yeah. I mean, I have to, right? At the end of every day, I have to be able to sleep at night, right? And so for instance, the gas lady that I just talked about, like, she's a single woman. I know, I heard the story when she was putting the house under contract, right? So, like, I have to be able to go to sleep at night knowing that she's living in something that a product that I produced that she's safe in, right? And I mean, I don't go out to the bar afterwards and drink till, and party after payday and forget about it. So I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to solve the problem, even though I don't own the house, and she could have fixed this herself, but I'm going to pay, get it taken care of, because my ethics and it weighs on my conscience, and that's what I own, right? I can't control the guy, and he has to live with himself and whoever wants to put up with his crazy.
Apparently, I think it was the realtor. Fuck it.
Maybe but again, who cares? And in your situation with your guy that didn't want to pay for a second appraisal, I mean, you could be that stingy and cost yourself 90 days, right? And
Well, I get that all the time, though, and I'm not picking on one person, right? It's just because I get people that call me and they want to use somebody else's appraisal, and I'm like, I apologize, I can't use that person's appraisal.
But that's a standard.
You're going to have to buy a new appraisal, and I talk them into it.
But
and I
that's
explain
a
that to them.
Standard business. Like this is what blows my mind. That's
That's
known.
standard, yeah.
Whether you're in the investment world or you're in the owner-occupied financing world, you cannot use a previous lender's appraisal.
I in this case, I blame it on the lender also, right, that they were using, because I think he was boasting him up, and we ended up calling him out because I'm like, you're trying to make us look like the bad guy instead of putting your foot down and just getting a new appraisal. You should have forced that on day one and just moved on with it. Control your borrower, control your client, right? Like, and fuck it. But people learn one day.
And if not, again, we're not the ones that have to.
Yeah, no,
right? Like, that's on them. So,
man, I think that was most of it for the week.
It was interesting because it was my, I don't care. It was my birthday this week.
Yeah,
and
man, we didn't even fucking happy birthday on the channel on live 41.
It was my birthday this week, and like, it
didn't feel like it.
Yeah, but I don't.
It didn't. You didn't get enough.
No.
I don't. You weren't spoiled enough.
I don't care about that. It's just, there are times when you're like, oh, it's my birthday, and like you're kind of chipper, right? And this week was so brutal that like I didn't really get the chipper part of this week.
Yo, we didn't even discuss the big fucking thing that you had to deal with this week. And that was the city of Dallas.
Oh.
That, I'm like, why was his week so brutal? I was like, yeah, I know we moved into the office, but he mostly just sat there with TJ and didn't fucking move anything. I was like, why was he so brutal? And then I realized you sat on a Zoom call for 5 hours until 10:30 the other night with the City of Dallas Historic District, listening to.
Let's just clarify.
Yeah. You take over.
It's the City of Dallas historic task force.
So gay.
Let me add one more word in there. Volunteer
Oh,
task force. We have this house, the oops, we did it again. Reference that video. Oops, we did it again.
the historic house in Dallas.
Yeah.
Did in Fort Worth, and we just got done bitching about it.
It was not disclosed to us that it was in a historic district.
Still closed on it.
Closed on it. Was doing justice, doing it the right way. Anyway, get called in for a hearing, which I think is a joke, but that's besides the point because the hearing was on not even Zoom. They did like on Microsoft's version of
the
meetings,
yeah,
right? Or something like that. It's so weird. Just fucking use Zoom. Because people like it was the worst connection ever. So there was no order. It was just pure chaos. One person that's on the task force was like in the middle of coaching his kid's soccer game. Like, so he's on his phone while whistles are being blown on the soccer field. One lady like was her kids were fighting her trying to go to bed. Like this is all happening on a professional government
Yeah,
thing, right?
that shut us down.
I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. So regardless, in my mind, you're told to appear at a hearing at a certain time. I appeared. People start popping up on the screen. I'm just sitting there right behind my laptop and no one's introducing themselves. There's no order. I actually had to guess who the actual task force people were. And then like they just started talking about certain addresses. And then this one lady that seemed to be running
So there was no call to order. There was no leader. There was no.
I don't know any of their names.
Yeah, there was no judge. There was no authority.
No, and like it was such a Karen fest. Sorry, Karens, but no. I have since relabeled Karens. It was such a Tracy fest that it blew my mind. I sat on mute for over 5 hours, listening to them go through 12 cases. We were number 13. I felt that when you get called to a hearing, you
should have a time window.
Like there's a time limit or time window, or everyone gets equal time, right? Like to present your case and right. I thought that's how the system works. If we're going to be systematic, and I waited till my time, 10 p.m. It rolls around and I get to speak. And so I introduce myself. It's one of those things where you send them all your documents and then they present them on the screen. And so like, I didn't share my screen or anything. Like I just had to tell her, no, scroll. No, that
Jesus.
one. Right. Yeah. It's
Just a clusterfuck.
It was so bad. So I'm explaining what we did, all these things, how I adhere to, already adhered to historical standards, whether, and it gets, I'm like about to wrap up and say like, hey, just, You know, I use the right windows. I use the right materials. It's all wood. None of it's, you know, the new technology, like historic districts, which we know, we
Mhm.
already talked
You
about
built
that.
it to code.
Yeah,
and,
I've already done it to code. They denied my house, saying it still wasn't up to their standards. But the thing that got me was one of the main task force people went 3 times. He presented 3 of his cases.
he had his own cases on his own task force.
Yeah. Now I will admit that he presented his cases, then went on mute so that the rest of the task force could
Self-govern.
self-govern his stuff, even though right. So but that man took up like 2 hours. I had like 10 minutes, and I'm just explaining like who we are, our professionalism, our ethics. Was showing the photos of the woodwork. I mean, you've seen the house, right? You know, the architectural detail that we maintained, we kept, we restored, and that guy,
He's the one that said no.
that guy, well, they all said no, but
Oh,
that guy
fucks.
at like, I'm saying, you know, like, I'm just discussing a few things like, hey, yeah, you know, I'm not arguing with you on this stuff. This is why they said the windows were a few inches too short. Meanwhile, they have no proof or anything like that. I explained why we engineered things a certain way because, you know, in 1920, things weren't engineered, right? Like properly.
Mhm.
So when you're renovating something today, you technically have to adhere to today's standards while maintaining the architectural integrity of 1925.
The outside, yeah.
They were arguing with me that I did not do this and that I didn't have to do this. And I'm thinking to myself, these are the people that are deciding very expensive decisions on very expensive homes that people are going to live in, and they are making decisions that like put the house and the people that live in them in jeopardy.
Do they have any real estate background? Any of them? Or you
I
have no idea,
I have
right?
no idea.
That's
I don't
fucking
know.
insane.
It was
They can be clowns.
bonkers, but where I basically said fuck you to them was they denied my case. The only thing that they did, they broke out our motion for, or our application for approval into like 3 or 4 categories. The only thing that they approved was the roof, the shingles that we used, because they were the right shingles. I mean, of course. But then they denied the rest of our application. And but right before that, I was going into detail about this specific siding that was used, and how it wasn't period specific, and it was brittle and unsafe and like just not salvageable by any means. And then I went into, you know, the reason that I kept the shape of it, but I did it with lumber. We used real wood. We used fucking
cedar, right?
No, we actually couldn't find enough cedar. We used oak, and then stained it, and it looks incredible, right? And I'm like talking about this, and one of the gentlemen that had 2 hours to do his presentation just said, Anthony, I just need to cut you off. We've already, you know, like we have enough data here to you know, to rule on your case. So nothing that you're going to say is going to change our minds. All in favor of denial. And then they just denied. And then they were like, all right, next up is, and I just sat there for a
Just
second.
got bulldozed over.
Yeah, right. I just sat there for a second, and I unmuted myself, and I said, I was still on camera, and I was like, just hate to interrupt, but do I just log off? Like, are you done with me? Am I going to get something in the mail? Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And what the fuck did I just witness?
Yeah.
And she said, oh yeah, you're done. And I just hit leave.
People that are at soccer games, not even paying attention to you, right? Like doing third parties shit.
I just don't. Again, it's one of those things that doesn't compute in my brain to professionalism or
They see that as such a, like, and it pisses me off because it's a quick decision for them that they bulldoze right over you, but they don't look at it as months added, right? Additional holding costs, right? There is so much with that one thing.
There was a lady that was on before me. It's her home. She lives in it. If you drive through certain parts of historical Dallas, like Oak Cliff and Winnetka Heights specifically is this area that we're talking about. Things were done over the course of 100 years. The city and the city government, that is, allowed things to be done, right? But there's now this task force that is preserving it, right? And this lady, I don't even know how to describe what this lady owns. She owns a house that used to be like a shed to the big house that was next to it. So on a main street, you'd have the big 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story Craftsman, and it was a deep lot, maybe 150-foot deep lot on a corner. And at some point in time over the last 100 years, someone divided that lot and gave the shed sold it to someone and turned it into a house, right? And this lady buys it and fixes it up to live in. And they basically told her that her house is like 100% unacceptable. Her house sits on the property line, so she can't put a fence. She would have to put the fence like as the siding of her house.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking bananas, right? Like she was in tears. Like what do you want me to do? And again, they denied her and
with no course of no course of action to get back, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry, you're denied. Not, oh, listen, we're going to deny you here, but this is what you have to do, XYZ.
Yeah.
Like, no help. Like,
and the craziest thing to me is, what are they going to do? What is their power? They just keep issuing code notices.
well, yeah, that's all they are.
Right? Like they're
They
going to
drive
keep
around. They probably been watching our rehab, and we just didn't know it, and that's exactly what it is.
the
So
gentleman.
they drive around,
the
and
gentleman
they
who-
knew exactly which one it was.
The gentleman who cut me off proceeded to tell me that he lives on our street.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all fucking personal. It's all, and that's the crazy thing is you have these people who get a little bit of power because they can. They volunteer.
Mhm.
They're, first off, I'm sure they're overworked, right? Like, who the hell wants to volunteer and have to sit on that Zoom call and have to deal with that, right? Like, that sucks. I feel bad for them. But still, if you're going to volunteer for it, give it your all and make sure you're actually doing it justice.
Yeah, like not just arbitrarily
Yeah.
saying things. Yeah, It was. I sat there for 5 hours, and I just at the end of it, I was beaten. I was mentally exhausted. I presented my case. I gave them so much data. Because you know us, we document everything. Everything's in company cam. We have thousands of photos of every project, every step of the way. Like, they argued with me that the windows, although they commended me for using the historical Geldwin wood windows, they were the appearance was 4 inches too short, and historically the light value, as they call it, so in other words, the amount of light, the value of light that can enter the home is diminished. Science. So I responded to the lady, and I said, well, ma'am, we order custom windows. They take, months to come in. I don't just go to Home Depot and pick up windows and install them like some people do. These were custom made for the house. We go brick to brick to maximize the light value and respect the architectural integrity.
Yeah, we didn't change the exterior.
No. She proceeded to say, no, well, you did. And I said, I was like, can you explain? She said, well, you see this, and she had the lady, because she wasn't even controlling the presentation, she had the lady go and zoom in on one of the windows, and at the top, where the top sash of the window is, and then the bottom sash of the window, she said, see how much wood you have there? You've officially, probably 4 inches of light value was diminished, right? And I said, I see what you mean now. I said, the reason that these windows are installed like this is because the brick facade, there's no lumber, so there's no header, and there's no base for the window to sit on. So we have to, they're squeezed into the brick, but there's no lumber in between the brick and the shiplap siding on the inside. So there's no way to engineer and install new windows. And she went on I don't know who she was. She wasn't on a video. She was one of those that kept her camera off.
Oh.
And
Those
she
my
proceeded to lecture me that, no, I am wrong, that there absolutely are headers above those old windows, and that
You want to come out and show us?
as that's happening, someone else that was on the Zoom with me was texting me photos of she's fucking crazy, there's no header, showing me from installation day where there's no wood, and what am I, just fucking glue them in? You want me to get some fucking liquid nail and, who are these people? So I said, I calmed them down. I said, it's okay. I said, the next thing is to go in front of the Landmark Commission, which is November 7th, and present my case to them, who is the actual deciding factor of whether or not I get to, I don't know, keep the house. I have no fucking idea, but I'll present my case to them and show them with significant more detail.
Hopefully not 10 minutes at 10 p.m.
And hopefully I get to control the presentation and show them the things.
Actually state your argument.
Present my case. Right.
You're supposed to have that, but fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not in this banana republic.
Yeah.
Hey, you mentioned November 7th. Don't we have something else on November 7th?
We do have it's the big meetup,
The
right?
next meetup?
Yeah, it's the big one in Grapevine.
Grapevine.
So,
Palace Theater.
I actually think we're gonna have stay tuned because I think we're gonna have some
Good speakers at this one.
Yeah, we
Headliners.
I was talking to Ryan yesterday, and there's some there's gonna be some
As we shit on wholesalers.
some no it's not that there's gonna
We're not shitting on anybody. We're just brutally honest. If you're one of those wholesalers, go fuck yourself.
well, if you're one of the bad ones,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. If you have pride and ethics and adapt and learn,
If you're good, give us a call. We'll buy your house.
but
buy
no,
your
there's
deal.
gonna be some good gives at this one. It's the last one before the end of the year. It doesn't fall on the last week of the month where everyone's usually crazy trying to get shit closed. It's at the Palace Theater in Grapevine. So just based on my quick convo with Ryan yesterday, like I'm kind of stoked about two of the
speakers.
the speakers, because they're both they both have a lot of gives, and we try really hard to give back and help people. Like I'm brutally honest, but I genuinely like helping.
Yeah.
Especially new investors, young investors, old investors. Doesn't matter if you're new and you want to learn and you're willing to put in the ethics and work.
We're actually gonna, and that's why I'm also excited about the new office, because when we have it finished, we're gonna have we're gonna kind of have like an open door policy where you want to come in, you want to ask questions, we have a cold call room that you can go to if like people want to come in and have to go make calls and do deals, they can.
Yeah.
Right. So
like I'll literally throw up your deal like live and heck, I'll have a conference call with your seller to help you negotiate it. Right. This isn't we're French in that this is a we business, and we want to all travel in a pack and dominate. So
I gotta go fucking get some more coffee. I'm still hungover from last night.
You're lucky that I can't believe I had to.
It was a bad night.
I called you 6 times.
I went out and Thursday night steak night cigar dinner turned into 1 a.m.
I knew that.
And then I had to wake up at 3:30 to drive Lucia to the airport.
I reminded you that.
Listen, I was good. That was the best part. I was the designated driver.
I reminded you. I told you what time the shuttle was picking you up.
I understand. So I woke up at 3:30, drove her to the airport, came home, passed back out for a half hour on the couch, woke up, got the boys ready for school, took them to school, went back home, passed back out for a little while, and then you woke me up.
Hey, can you bring me a box of tissues for him? Because he needs to dry his tears.
He's fucking crying here. Just.
Or a wet wipe
Go through.
Yeah.
No.
A dude wipe.
for the sand.
It falls right out. It's so dry.
So I've got something that grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you want me to start doing OnlyFans?
Yeah, that's not, I don't care about that. I was gonna say O.J. Simpson allegedly killed 2 people, but civilly was found guilty, and he had to pay $33.5 million for killing 2 people. Right?
Yep.
All right. Aaron Brockovich case, PG&E, they had to pay $333 million for a settlement, right? And how many thousands of people there were affected?
This makes me excited.
Monsanto, they affected 20,000 people in Anniston, Alabama over the course of 20, 30 or 50 years, whatever, for polluting chemicals into this whole town, right? $700 million settlement. Alex Jones said some really horrible, nasty things. And I agree. He's a complete asshat, horrible person, all those things.
He didn't, for the record, I'm not defending Alex Jones. He didn't create them. Like, he didn't make that up. Like, he was just repeating things. Like, he didn't start a conspiracy or anything. So, mind you, Keep going. Sorry.
$1 billion or close to
It was 900 and what?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. One final thing. BP oil spill.
Yeah.
$18.7 billion. Let's round up to 19 billion. Let's round up Alex Jones. Was Alex Jones horrible, nasty remarks 1/19th in severity of the BP oil spill?
No.
You know what makes me excited though, is because this opens up doors for what was it? Defamation, right?
Yeah.
Well, who shot and killed people in defense and then got tried for a year, and that's defamation 101.
On the flip side of that, the first kid,
Nick Sandman.
yeah, Sandman,
Yeah.
they just dismissed his libel cases this week too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kicked him out. So, because he won,
Yeah.
but then he had those other cases, basically saying that they kicked those out this week. But I'm gonna play I'm gonna play ignorant guy because I technically don't. I know Alex Jones.
We don't follow.
I don't follow him.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him. My very brief understanding of it is that on his show or whatever, his podcast, whatever it was, he said some things about the Sandy Hook.
Yeah. I think he said it was a conspiracy and all that jazz. And
Okay.
Yeah, the families were what is it called? Crisis actors or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Alex Jones is in the same nutbag.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, I sounds like it. What I'm trying to figure out is who sued him?
I believe the parents, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, like
I don't really know much about this one. So.
I think, again, I'm coming from ignorances too. Like, I didn't even know the whole thing was going on. I just saw the $1 billion price tag, and I think it was a defamation case
Mhm.
Okay.
against the families that he was saying that they were crisis actors.
Got it. Okay.
But again, saying those horrible, mean things, words,
Mm-hmm.
how is that over 29 times greater
Yeah.
than killing two people?
It's not, but
What it seems like to me, and again,
I love you, voice in the sky.
my name is Charles.
No, you're the guy.
Just know that.
Wait until you see the shirts, man. What I think you're touching on is, and this is me being a conspiracy theorist, is people wanting to, I don't want to say shut down free speech, but stop people from being able to voice opinions.
To me, what it sounds like, sorry to interrupt y'all's flow,
No.
but it seems like these families had a horrible, unthinkable experience. And there's nobody to blame because the person that did it was dead. The person's mom, the guy killed his mom.
Mhm.
So there's nobody to blame. And they have to relive this every single day of their existence for the rest of their lives. And then you got some asshole on the internet saying some stupid shit. So let's just blame him. Seems like that.
No, and
I mean, if I start talking, I'm going to sound like a conspiracy theorist. So.
Well, and to be clear,
You got the camera on me, and you're putting me in a corner here, Ryan. They're using Alex Jones as a fucking scapegoat.
yeah, and that's
go on.
no, and I think that by doing that, they're enabling or instilling fear, so that people go back to get off of YouTube, stop learning for themselves, focus on real news networks, right? Like the establishment, whoever that is, like wants free speech
to be hindered,
to be
scared.
and
I'm scared right now to say a joke, right? Like
Yeah,
sitting
yeah,
here, like,
yeah.
oh shit, am I gonna get sued for $1 billion? Right?
So I think that might be part of the overall intent of such a case, right? Because I don't understand how a judge can allow. So the judge in these cases, like,
He has final say.
he has final say, you know, and so
I mean, again, the judge is tainted.
it's
Like everything about it is tainted.
It's tough.
It's
And
comical that it's coming out in October, right
We're
before November.
1 month.
You know who they just subpoenaed Trump too for January 6th committee. So they're gonna drag Trump in front of the January 6th committee. Right, they announced that right before fucking November, right? To drum it back up,
For the
right?
record.
So
If they put him up there and he gets to speak,
it'll be comical.
they are going
It's gonna be comical. I'm gonna have popcorn.
like
Mhm.
the that we're gonna end on your popcorn thing. They're giving him a platform again, and they took his platform away
Mhm.
for the most part.
My boy had to go and build his own platform.
Bravo to him,
Yeah.
right? But we also, I keep looking up because
Yeah, like you think you're
Yeah.
talking to Ryan in the sky.
can your popcorn thing, the attorney, the owner of the title company with the guy was texting me as these email threads were going back and forth, and he just made a joke that, like, man, this is hilarious. I'm sitting back eating popcorn watching you all go back and forth. Like, I was like, I love you. But the other thing that happened this week, not that it was bigger than Alex Jones, was what's the Elon Musk Twitter?
Are we just talking about weekly events now?
No. I'm
Twitter,
curious. Like,
Twitter accepted that's finally moving forward.
no, but I read that he's being investigated by the FBI or something like that for his negotiation tactics of Twitter.
I mean, listen, you got the
I'm
rogue
just-
police doing
I'm
rogue
just-
police things.
I didn't understand. I was like, wait, the last I heard, they they accepted the offer, but like now it's being, I was just like, what is going on?
No
Like,
idea. I don't follow that.
Yeah.
I interviewed a guy like a month ago who spent 2 years researching and digging up dirt on Elon Musk for tax evasion, and now he's in prison.
The guy
The guy that was doing the investigation. It's unrelated, but it was just.
but is that the guy you interviewed?
He went to prison 3 days after we interviewed.
Oh,
We knew he was going to jail. It had nothing to do with that, but it was just funny.
Now I just want to know what he went to jail for.
yeah.
Selling Bitcoin, ironically.
Mm.
Anyway.
Exactly. One last thing before you go, just because I think I'm excited about it. I haven't seen anybody talk about it. I don't know if it's an original idea, but it just came to me. 2024, I would love to vote for a DeSantis and Gabbard ticket. Tulsi Gabbard
Well,
recently.
yeah. Did you listen to her Rogan podcast?
No.
It's really good. You should listen to it. She went independent, and she, then right after that, there were people at AOC's conference, right? She was doing like a speaking event, and people got up at that and just started yelling at her, calling her a coward, and using Tulsi as an example, saying like, no, she's the actual brave one. She stood up and she's talking against nuclear war, right? AOC campaigned as an independent and all this, but now she's a radical left and fucking campaigning for nuclear war. And like, what the hell are we looking at? Like,
I don't understand.
I love Tulsi Gabbard.
Well, you mentioned something, or maybe the voice in the sky said it when I was talking about the guy situation, and you said nice de-escalation tactic.
That was him,
right? And I don't for the last 2 years there has been absolutely zero de-escalation of shitstorm, right? And I think that they just want the mayhem, and it's disturbing.
It's comical that nobody has watched House of Cards. Like I'm telling you, they made a goddamn show about it. It's the Democratic Party and everything. And I'm like, motherfuckers, Democrats made this show about themselves and we all watched it, loved it, but we all forgot about it. Like, because Kevin Spacey turned out to be diddling kids, right? Like,
Whoa.
Allegedly.
Whoa.
What?
It was one, like,
Teenager.
All
right.
Are we defending Kevin Spacey?
No.
He said kids.
I said kids.
And
I didn't know the whole story.
He didn't say allegedly.
He's not a pedophile. There's different terms.
No,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't like painting with a broad brush.
Well, I just because
it wasn't Michael Jackson.
He might be. There you go.
Yeah.
Or who's the one that just went to jail finally?
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
R.
Yeah.
Kelly.
You know. So there's a difference between being bisexual and and pedophilia.
Yeah.
Although, what's the new term? Attracted to.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's wrong.
No, but that's what that lady got fired for in El Paso because she told her class it's wrong. Someone fact checked me on this, that it's wrong to call them pedophiles. They are attracted to youth. It was like AIY or something like that. Like they gave them a new it was
Minor attracted persons.
That's what it was. Yeah. So they're no longer pedophiles. They're minor attracted persons.
Normalization of pedophilia,
right? Like and
like what kind of mind? Like
I told you, Ryan, you keep getting me down this.
Wait,
and
sorry.
You're gonna make me sound like a
Wait.
conspiracy theorist.
What did you just say?
I said what kind of minor? Like coal or copper or gold?
Ha!
ER.
I get it.
It's my dad joke.
Hey, did Hort hit you with a joke yesterday?
No.
Oh, what do you call a guinea pig that's a new father?
I have no idea.
Papa New Guinea.
Ha! And on that note,
yeah, November 7th. Come on out. We'll be at Palace Theater in Grapevine. I've got a lot of good guests coming out.
You sure you want to
come on out now?
Yeah, you sure you want to do this one?
Yeah. Well, you wrap it up. You did enough talking for today. I got a fucking hangover.
November 7th, Palace Theater. I'm stoked. Hopefully Ryan can lock up the two speakers that we talked about yesterday. It's going to be a big one. That's what she said. November 7th, Palace Theater, Grapevine, free open
Everything,
bar.
just fucking free. Come on out. There's no excuse for you not to be there, and that's really what pisses me off, because give me excuse that you're not going to be there, and I'll crush it. All right? Get your ass out there. There's free booze. Everybody's going to be there, going to have great education, great people to speak about.
We're actually because the last two, it rained.
Yeah.
We're actually giving away free ponchos for this one. So if you go register, you get a free poncho at the door, so that if it's raining, you at least can make it to your car with some sort of protection, because you have to practice safe walking in the rain.
Good old Jimmy coat.
I'm Tony.
I'm Nick.
We're the Sicilian Brothers.
Follow along for more.
Like,
Subscribe.
smash that like and share button and spread wings.
We're on TikTok, Snapchat, OnlyFans, all the stuff. Love you.